Welcome to Worldwide Broadcast Corporation, WWBC. Trust the experts at WWBC. Don't leave it to chance.
Can you think about a public policy that had unintended consequences that impacted the black family that you, as mayor, could reverse or start to rebuild?
And the greatest impact is mandatory sentencing for drug laws. That is why we have the prison system in this country that disproportionately impacts people of color, African Americans, Latinos, and poor whites, as a matter of fact. So doing away with mandatory sentencing would be one of those. Judges should have the discretion to make those decisions. They're closer to the reality that they live in. They have a better perspective on understanding how to deal with individual situations.
Like for things of that nature that you're not something to judge or...
I think that the city should be a strong advocate for hiring the formerly incarcerated individuals, because as long as we create barriers for employment for those individuals and ban them from the opportunity to return to their communities, to become productive members of society, to provide for themselves and their families, you're going to be in a situation where you're going to have dire consequences in those communities. At Cook County government, as one example, one of the differences that a chief executive officer, in this case President Tony Bruckwinville, did with support of several commissioners was begin reducing the level of the number of people incarcerated, detained at Cook County Jail. We reduced it over the past 2 years from 10,000 to about 8,500 people, and going down at the present time. How? By using her office as a bully pulpit, by analyzing how people are arrested and incarcerated, and by being cognizant that poor people are always at a disadvantage in terms of access to legal counsel. In other words, you do an environmental analysis of what occurs and you take action on it. That is an example of the type of policy that you don't need legislation for, that a good disposition on the part of a leader can impact communities in a positive way.
We started a pilot that had never existed. Biggest issue for ex-offenders, housing. So we started a program to figure out using housing and CHA how to have ex-offenders come back in because they're looking for shelter in their apartment so they're not homeless. Second, we're the only city that did this, working with Springfield. I led the effort, we changed it, the number of people we worked on here. Our youth, if they got caught, had to expunge their record, had to hire a lawyer to get their record cleared for the rest of their lives. It would stop them from student aid and college assistance that would have affected them coming here. I changed it in Springfield, where a child now, if you commit a non-violent misdemeanor or below, your record is automatically expunged. 16,000 kids are affected that way. It affects them the rest of their lives. Third, the public transportation CTA, the largest ex-offender program in America in a public transportation system. And if you want an ex-offender not to be a repeat offender, you got to start with a job. And I'm going to give you 3 examples, and I will tell you what I'm most proud about. And there's a number of people in this room we worked through from both the religious community and elected officials. We went from 400 kids a year, and it could have been 5, but in that hundreds, who got their record cleaned, to 16,000 kids a year who will have their record at no effort expunged so they can get a college loan, they can get a career, they can be on with the rest of their lives. 16,000 a year. Or now have a clean record and a brighter future than the door being shut on them.